Hi everyone, this is Nicole Wolf. I am an academic program coordinator in the School of Psychological Science here at OSU, and I am happy to present Making a Difference with Psychological Science in Portland. This session is going to be recorded, so please let me know if you have any questions through the chat box. I will be going through the presentation and we'll have time for questions at the end. And then this presentation will also be sent to you within 48 hours so you can see the content as well as just hear it. Okay, so we're going to get started. I'm really excited to tell you about the Portland Hybrid Psychology Program. Throughout the presentation, there are going to be pictures that are from our first day of launch in Portland, so you can get an idea of the students who are there and the space. It's a really great space. The presentation today will focus on the Portland Center, but I want to let you know that the information is also relevant for any of our locations. We offer classes in Portland, Corvallis, Bend, and online. In the short amount of time that we have today, I'm going to share details on OSU's psychology major options, give you an idea of what classes you can expect in the Portland Center, and share tips for transfer students. Just like I said, please let us know if you have any questions through that chat box. Okay, so let's start from the top. The School of Psychological Science offers two degree types, a Bachelor of Arts and a Bachelor of Science. The primary difference is that the BS requires an additional science course plus a computer science course, and the BA requires 2 years of language. For that language requirement, though, if you're a heritage speaker, you can meet that requirement through a placement test, and then that would open up about 24 credits of coursework that you can apply to a minor or a second major. Both degrees are going to require 180 credits to graduate, including 60 upper division credits. For transfer students, this means that you can transfer as many as 120 credits and only need to complete 60 at OSU. But it's important to note that each student will have a different experience, so you should check in with your advisor at your community college and through OSU to learn what specific credits you can transfer. And it's going to be dependent on the community college that you're at. Usually the intro psych classes will transfer, and many community colleges also have survey courses that transfer as well. For example, Portland Community College has 4 200-level psychology courses that transfer over to OSU as 300-level psychology courses. So it'll vary depending on where you're at. And as I mentioned, we offer classes in Portland, Corvallis, and Bend, and our psychology degrees are also fully online through eCampus, so these classes can be completed in many locations. And now I want to talk to you about what makes our Portland program unique. It's hybrid courses. I don't know if you guys are familiar with hybrid courses, but for those of you who aren't, hybrid courses are a mashup of the best of both in-person and online courses. If you enroll in the Portland Hybrid program, you can expect to attend classes once a week and complete the rest of your coursework online. This method gives you as students an instructor that you can connect with in person, but also more flexibility to complete your coursework on your own schedule. Currently, we have a number of students taking classes in Portland that also work full-time. They've been able to take one day or part of one day off per week to attend classes, and then they can complete the rest of their coursework online when their schedule allows. It's a really great format. To give you an idea of the online learning content, these are some screenshots from Canvas, which is our online learning software. It's used for all of eCampus classes and also the online portion of our hybrid courses. If you'd like to explore, you can visit OSU's eCampus website and navigate through the demo course. At the bottom of the slide, you can see that link. You can go ahead and follow that. But just a note, the demo courses are for fully online classes, so there will be some differences if you're taking a hybrid course. For example, if you're taking a hybrid course, all of your tests will be done during your in-person days in the Portland Center, whereas for eCampus only courses, you might take tests online or through a proctor. So let's talk about what's available in Portland. The courses that we offer annually are those that every psychology major must take. That's statistics, research methods, and a writing intensive course specific to the major. What we want to do is make sure that our students in Portland have the face time for these required classes. We also offer internship credit throughout the year if you have a qualifying internship site, and I'm going to talk about more about that in just a second. We're also developing other classes that are popular among psychology students. Right now, we're teaching behavior modification in Portland, and next term we plan to offer history of psychotherapy, which is a very interesting course. And you can see from this list that we're also working on other classes that would be of interest to our students. These courses will continue to evolve based on the needs of students in Portland, so you should check in on our full course offerings, the course catalog. There's a link there again at the bottom. And then if you go to the schedule of classes, you can also filter by location to see what's specifically available in Portland. Okay, so I want to talk to you a little bit more about why our Portland classes are unique. They have been specifically designed to have career-relevant outcomes. Our courses are trauma-informed, culturally competent, pedagogically researched, and they use the best of what we know about the science of teaching and learning in order to be successful. We've also chosen courses that are transfer-friendly. This means that courses have fewer prereqs, so transfer students can more easily get into them. And we also provide scaffolding within the courses to help students get up to speed for courses where they might have taken the background course 10 years ago or so. Since the Portland Center is in the heart of Portland, we know that many of our students are looking for how their degrees can help their careers. To help facilitate students on that path, we offer the internship course. As I mentioned before, it's offered year-round in the Portland Center, as well as in other locations. A student can take up to 16 credits of internship, 4 of which will apply to the major, and all of them can apply to that 60 upper division credit requirement. Also, for students who are looking to go into healthcare fields, they can benefit from being certified as a qualified mental health associate. The QMHA is a state of Oregon qualification, and the certification process is done outside of OSU. It's done through a board that's connected with the state of Oregon, but we are specifically developing our courses so that the state-defined competencies can be met. And what we're hearing is that many employers are looking for students with this type of training, and we're seeing that reflected in the salary prices for students who start. And speaking of careers, when students think about careers in psychology, usually they first think about clinically oriented positions, but psychology careers go beyond just clinical. There are endless options for how you can apply the skills and knowledge you gain through a psychology degree. These are just some examples, but there are a lot more. And another note on our internship course, you can actually receive credit for paid or unpaid internships or work. So what's great about the internship course is that just like you have all of these career options for your psychology major, there are many internship sites and jobs that are relevant to psychology and can be considered in order to enroll in internship. There's a lot more details about internships, more than I could go into in this presentation, including like a list of potential internship sites that you can explore, and those are on the psychology website. Again, at the bottom of this slide, there's a link. It's one of those tiny URLs because the original URL is quite long, but this link will take you straight to our internship website. Okay, now let's switch over to some guidance for students. I surveyed our advisors in psychology, and these are their top tips for transfer students. They aren't in any particular order, they're all good to know. So for transcripts, in addition to sending your transcripts with your application, make sure to send updated versions after your final grades are completed. That will be important for making sure that we get all of your courses transferred over. ONID is the official OSU credentials, and they are really your key to access anything at OSU. Make sure that you memorize or have them on hand. Don't just write them down electronically because you will need them when you show up with your advisor or try to access anything at OSU. We ask that you try to be flexible with your classes your first term. Your advisors will help to make sure that you can get all of your required classes in, but that first term it might be a little difficult to get into all the classes that you want to. And that kind of leads to the next point. Please check in with your advisor once a year. We are here to help. Any questions that you have are probably questions that we've been asked 100 times, so we will have the answers. And then finally, on email, like I said, ONID is the key to everything, including communication. So please be sure to check your OSU email every day, as that's OSU's official mode of communication. So those are a few helpful tips, but if we could tell you only one thing, we would tell you that you should get to know your professors. Making a connection with them is likely to positively impact your higher education experience. All professors and instructors offer office hours, and for the hybrid courses we're offering in Portland, we'll also have virtual office hours through WebEx. So utilize office hours, ask questions in class, get to know your teachers. Making a connection is one of the best ways to succeed in higher education. Okay, but you're not here yet. So what can you do to prepare for transferring in the future? We've got 2 tips for you here. First, make sure to check OSU's articulation tables for transferring from colleges and universities, and we have those tables for schools in Oregon and also for some in Hawaii. These tables can show you what classes will transfer from a community college to OSU and whether they satisfy requirements. That link there will take you straight to the page, and then there's a whole list of the schools, and you can just navigate to find your school. Also, these screenshots that you see at the bottom of the screen, these are made by the School of Psychological Science. We've been completing these 2+2 transfer guides for some of our Oregon community colleges. 2+2s represent students who take about 2 years of classes at a community college and 2 years of classes at OSU to achieve their bachelor's degree. So far, we have transfer plans for Portland Community College, as well as Clackamas and Mount Hood Community Colleges. If your college isn't represented here, please let me know, and we can work on creating a transfer guide for your school. And then the last piece of advice is please don't hesitate to contact OSU advisors if you have any questions, even if you don't know when you plan to transfer to OSU. We're really here to help. We're going to take questions next, but the last slide has my contact information, so please jot it down and don't hesitate to contact me. We really want you to succeed. Okay, questions, anyone? We're just looking at the list to see if anyone has asked any questions here.
I think one question that was brought up would be where to send the transcripts when applying, or when you are waiting for, or you have updated transcripts and you want to send those in. Where would you send those to?
Sure. So the Office of Admissions here at OSU is responsible for the official articulations between your community college and OSU. So your transcript should always be sent into admissions so they can do that official articulation. However, that can be a confusing process, and sometimes students want to know what classes will transfer before they come. And in that case, you should email me. I am happy to take your unofficial transcripts, and I will review them and get a sense of what classes will transfer. Now, I can't give you an official guide. I can tell you what's likely to transfer, so it gives you an idea, but the Office of Admissions will be the ones responsible for telling you officially what transfers.
There are 2 questions in there. Should I do my internship before transferring to OSU, and would I be able to get help finding internships if I am dual enrolled?
That is a great question, and I'm really happy that somebody asked it. For our program, internships are not required, but they are a great way to kind of bridge the gap between your coursework and actually going out and getting a job and starting your career. For students, as long as you are enrolled at OSU, which can include through the DPP program, and you meet our minimum requirements, you can sign up for the internship course. As for the details of those requirements, so students should have completed at least one psychology course beyond the intro or general psychology courses. So that means that you would have taken the intro courses for psychology, as well as an additional course like abnormal psychology, social psychology, developmental, that kind of thing. And then about the question for getting an internship, we have a really great internship coordinator in Portland. She is a clinical psychologist, and she's really excited about helping students find internship sites. So at this time, our program doesn't place students into specific internships. That's the responsibility of the students, but we can assist you in identifying one that can match with your career or learning goals. And on that internship website, we have a list of suggestions that we give you contact information so you can go to the potential internship site and contact them, or it can give you an idea of maybe some other places that you want to look. Okay, it looks like another question that came in is, what would be different about completing my degree at the Portland Center instead of Corvallis? So our psychology degrees are actually the same across all locations. You'll get the same type of coursework, the same content knowledge. The primary difference is going to be that classroom experience. So like I said, in the hybrid courses, those offer more flexibility for students who have other obligations and want that flexibility reflected in their class schedules. but it still gives them that advantage of face-to-face interaction with their instructors. In Corvallis, for the most part, the classes are going to be in person. And just by the nature of Corvallis being our main campus, there are more student support offices that you could utilize than what is in Portland. However, many of the services are also online. So students in Portland can still access a lot of the services. And whenever students have a need related to those kinds of services, we do our best to provide those resources to them. I will say, however, that we're very unlikely to ever offer intramural sports in the Portland Center. And since I don't have a lot of feedback, that was a joke. Are there any other questions?
Oh, one more just came in.
So one more question that we got was, how do I know which of my credits transfer to OSU? Credits transferring can be a really confusing process, especially because how credits transfer can change over time. So I mentioned those articulation tables, and I really encourage you to go navigate through them, but they are also confusing sometimes. And if you were having any trouble with that, or if you just want to talk to a person, you can contact me. I'm happy to answer questions. If you have a question about one course, just give me a phone call. If you are looking for a more exhaustive review of how many of my credits will transfer, it's better if you email me with copies of your unofficial transcripts. And like I said, I can't guarantee what courses will transfer because that's set by the Office of Admissions, but I can give you an idea of what to expect.
Maybe do you want to provide your email one more time?
Yeah, here on the last slide, is it going? Oh, there we go. Okay, so thank you very much to everyone who attended. I appreciate that you're interested and you spent some time with us. Please feel free to reach out to me at any point. My email address is nicole.wolf@oregonstate.edu, and my phone number is 541-737-1369. I am happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you.